Hello everybody, I am the Linkzilla, and welcome back to Jurassic Park the game. Today we're going to be starting Episode 3, The Depths. When we last left off, Dr. Sorkin and Jess and Jerry were trapped at the top of the water tower by a new pack of velociraptors, and thanks to Nema, Yoder accidentally crashed the helicopter, so it's most likely that the three of them are dead. Anyway, let's begin the episode. I'm going to be trying to talk as much as I can throughout this entire thing, because hopefully that'll basically, like, hold off the Content ID bot. The Depths. Okay, here we go. Nice opening view of the night sky. Good shot of the logo there, and here comes the chopper. A little bit of a recap. Uh-oh. Get down! Ooh. Fishtailing. Oh dear. We're rocking.
It's okay. I think we're okay.
Oh my god, those poor people.
Don't pretend like you care, Laura. Alright?
How you holding up, honey?
I want to go home.
I'm sure we all do.
Me too. We'll be fine. I promise.
Ooh,
Dad, the raptors! Look!
God! They're trying to bring the tower down!
clever girls.
It'll hold. It's got to.
Just because
Yeah,
it's
well,
got
I don't
to
wanna
doesn't
take
mean
any
it will.
chances. We need to get off the tower before the raptors bring it down.
Come on.
The emergency ladder's right there. The way the tower is tilting, it will put us down outside the paddock.
Well, then let's go.
That's a
Come
start.
on.
The fence isn't much of an obstacle for the raptors. Where do we go once we're out?
I think we can make it to the utility tunnels, right over there. We can lock the raptors out if we can beat them inside.
I hope you're right. Let's get that ladder lowered.
Hope you guys took your potassium supplements today. Alright.
It won't budge.
Did you try the latch?
The latch. Right, of course.
Derp. Come on, Jerry. How's there not a time limit for this? It still won't budge.
It still won't move.
It's brand new, so it might still be a little stiff. Maybe if you put more weight on it?
What, you mean stand on it?
Yes, ride it down.
Okay,
I don't see you doing it,
probably
lady.
be ready to move as soon as it comes down so we can stick together.
Alright.
Sweetheart, listen. I want you to be ready to climb down the ladder as soon as it's extended.
Okay, Dad.
The
Dr.
raptors
Sorkin.
are being kind
I'll be
of
right
quiet.
down.
Well,
It's
not
really
necessarily
stuck.
quiet, but they're not.
Oh, no, I see the problem. The whole ladder is just slightly bent.
Damn.
It can't slide freely. We might be able to force it.
Must have been the crash.
Looks that way.
How are we going to do
I
it?
think we're gonna need a crowbar or something to get it open.
Oh, well then we're gonna have to get creative because there are no tools up here.
Damn! Maybe if we take her glasses, maybe we can somehow like wedge the little glass frame in there. Might as well check around the tower. I'm surprised that the raptors like aren't figuring out a way to climb up here. Huh. What's this?
This antenna could be just the thing we need to pry the ladder open. But if I try to grab it now, I could get electrocuted.
Ugh. Man, bet that hurts.
Taking so long!
Shut up, Jess. Alrighty,
Dr. Sorkin, that antenna is the only thing up here I've seen that we can use to pry the ladder open. Is there any way to turn the power to those lights off so I can grab it?
Not from up here. The aircraft alert beacons aren't ever supposed to be disabled. The best I can do is make them flash on and off.
How?
I can switch them from nighttime to daytime operation. They shine continuously at night, but during the day they flash to provide more contrast.
alrighty.
Okay, I've switched the beacon lights to daytime mode. Hopefully that wire won't be live while the lights flash off.
I really wonder if this would work or not, because this seems dangerous.
Got it.
I wonder what would have happened if I missed. Come Come on,
If I
Jerry.
can move it by jumping on it, I'm never going to be able to pry it by myself. Dr. Sorkin,
Yes?
can you give me a hand with this? You pry while I put my weight on the ladder.
Certainly.
Already?
Okay, Dr. Sorkin, I'm ready. Jess, honey, you get ready to move as soon as the ladder goes down.
I'm ready, Dad. Just hurry.
Okay, Dr. Sorkin, on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Didn't work. Use your muscles, Laura.
You've got to be freaking kidding me.
Ugh.
Dad, what are we gonna do?
Try again. On 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. No, Jess, wait!
Yeah, go Jess. Clever girl.
I'm fine,
Jump,
Dad.
Jerry. Come on, Dr.
Your
Sorkin.
turn, Dr. Sorkin.
Move, guys,
Right,
move.
I'm coming down.
Uh-oh.
Dr. Sorkin, you have to hurry.
Out of the way. I'm going to jump for it.
Well, then do it. Come on.
Okay, now up and over.
I'm okay.
Move, move, move! Seriously, it's already too
Run,
late.
Dr. Sorkin.
Raptors that close, they're already dead. Come on, 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 come on. Must go faster. See? Anybody else really hate the Raptors animations while they're running?
Dr. Harding, the door.
They would already be on them by the time she said that. What the?
Jump, Billy!
Jump! Huh, looks like we've got some survivors.
Next time I get a headache like this, there better be tequila involved.
No way, amigo. This turned out better than the last time you drank tequila.
You might be right. The girl I woke up next to is prettier anyway. So, we lost our ride, and the only person we managed to rescue so far doesn't even work for InGen. Now what?
See if you can find anything useful in the wreck. And make sure the girl's okay while I scout the perimeter.
Ah, damn it, I left my AK inside the chopper. It's probably toast. Glad I didn't leave a round chambered. Could have killed someone.
That makes 2 of us, amigo. Still, the cook-off was a hell of a show.
Glad to know that these guys are smart enough about it. Let me see what we got here.
Damn it, all our weapons were in there. I was just getting used to that AK, too.
Those things are expensive. I hope it doesn't come out of his
Better
pay.
keep checking her out. If she's gonna blow, we don't want to be anywhere nearby.
No
It'll take more
batteries.
than an auxiliary power unit to fix her this time. Looking pretty safe. One more look, just to be sure. No fuel left. Must have been a hell of a blast. That chopper's done all the exploding she's ever gonna do. Should be safe to make camp here.
If I were any lesser of a comedian, I probably would have made a
I
Michael
should see
Bay
if the
joke.
girl's okay.
Alright, let's see what she can tell us. You okay there, Nima?
Oscar might want to talk to her when she wakes up. Let's postpone that little reunion.
I like that. How the camera pans up. Let's see what her belongings can tell us.
Wow, Barbasol. I have a can just like this back in San Jose. Oh man, I hope it's not for her face. Heavier than I remember. Could just be full, I guess.
That was actually one of the defects that Dogson's team couldn't
It's
fix.
sloshing at the top. Sounds half empty, feels full. Why is that? My stepbrother used to store his second set of keys in a fake pop can. I wonder.
I know a lot of people think that that's kind of contrived, but how else was he going to
A
figure
lady
it
has a
out?
secret stash. But what the hell is it?
Rexy.
T-Rex, it's leaving.
damn it, Oscar. I only have one pair of pants.
Should have worn the brown
Chopper's
pants.
not gonna blow, but just about everything in it, including our weapons, is flame broiled.
No game trails, no nests. This is base camp for now.
Hey, get this. I found this can of shaving cream in her pack.
Didn't think you needed any.
Yeah, whatever you say, Fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
Except it's not really shaving cream. Look. So, now what's the plan? That shaving cream can looks like some real CIA stuff. What do you think she's up to?
Probably not
Ask her
anything
when I
good.
ain't around. If she won't tell you, I'll make her talk my way.
I have a feeling that his way is pretty violent. Jumper cables and whatnot.
We gonna try to salvage this gig?
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for our friends.
Shouldn't I come with?
We lost the guns. Means I gotta be in stealth mode.
You saying I can't sneak?
I'm saying neither one of us can sneak and watch her at the same time. Besides, she won't talk with me around. But maybe pretty boy Billy can get her to open up.
Yeah, it's a tough job.
Billy. It's weird. You kind of expect a character like Billy would eventually show up in Jurassic Park. Raptors. I like this scene.
Dios mío, they open doors.
Although I kind of don't like the lack of deliberateness from it. Because you could tell from the movie that the big one definitely knew the cause and effect. It knew what it was doing.
Stayed in bed.
But that seemed just like an accident, really. Here we go. Alright, come on.
Damn it!
Damn it! I'm usually so good at getting through this part. Let me see here. Can't go that way, Raptor will spot me. Can't close the fence, don't know the code, plus that'll make noise. I bet that'll creak if I step on it. Down there's the way. Damn. That's the first time I've ever completely wasted all the metals. Really makes me want to redo that.
Dad, are we going to stand here all day?
They're alive.
We should get moving.
Locked. Smart.
I guess it's a good thing that Oscar didn't, like, tap on the door and, like, call out to them. He doesn't want the raptors coming back. So, any other way? Oh, no. Well, if we're gonna do this, do it. This is basically the chapter where you realize just how badass Oscar really is. Uh-oh, compies. Wake up, Nima.
Ay, Dios mío. How am I not dead?
More importantly, how did they not bite you? Seriously, you were lying unconscious. If they had bitten you, you wouldn't be getting up.
They left me alone. Idiotas.
Where's Billy?
At least one of them pulled me out of there. Not sure I'd do the same.
Where's the can? Nieta, no, no, no!
What's going on?
Looking for this?
He's up in a tree.
That's mine!
You know, this takes me back. I learned to shave with this stuff.
Give it back! Now!
You know, technically,
I'm all
so
out
did
of
I.
shaving cream myself. You mind if I borrow some?
Stop shaking it!
But you're supposed to shake it before you use it. Says so right on the can. You want to tell me what's so important about shaving cream? Or do I ask InGen?
Let's see, I kind of wanted to get through this
Hardings.
quickly.
I have to carry his supplies everywhere. Now give it back!
Hardings.
Well, then I'm sure Doc Harding won't mind if I borrow some. It's kind of a guy thing. I ain't stupid, lady. You want to try again?
Embryos. They're dinosaur embryos. If you drop them, they'll be destroyed. Look, Yoder. Billy, right? Maybe we can make a deal.
This ought to be good. Shoot.
I mean, that's kind of clever, because it's like her saying that it's Harding's, because he did have the mustache.
Please! I don't expect you to trust me, but the right thing to do is to give it back to me and let me go. One mercenary to another. Would you do any different in my place? Everyone can win here. Let your friends save those people while we sell the embryos.
Look, lady, we both have jobs to do. Thing is, in this situation, I'm the cop and you're the robber.
Share my people's plate.
Indians stole this land from my people, relocated them at gunpoint. Do you know what you get when you take a tribe out of the jungle? Poverty. Unrelenting, crushing poverty with no way to escape. You really want to support a company that would do that?
You're not the only one who's had a rough life, lady. InGen may have screwed you, but they pay my bills. And besides, from what I hear, they rented this place from the Costa Rican government. Why don't you take it up with them?
Well, only one option left.
I have a daughter. I need the money to get her out of the ghetto. You know what happens to girls there. She doesn't deserve that life.
Are you for real? Okay. Keep talking.
There's a lot of money in it for you if I get those embryos to my contact before they go bad. How much does Injun pay you to risk your life? How long before they replace you after you lose a leg or break your back and can no longer jump out of helicopters for them?
Don't you worry about it. I get paid plenty to do what I do.
Those embryos are worth over $1 million. That's US dollars. I have a buyer. I just need you to take us there, and we'll both be rich.
Oh, yeah, right. Like InGen isn't gonna shine a light on an independent contractor like me when they figure out the crown jewels are missing. No sale.
And technically speaking, like, for the one thing, Dodson's only going to pay $1.5 million for them. And half of that money has already gone to Nedry, so the two of them are just going to have to split, like, the remaining $750,000. I don't know about, like, exchange rates back from the 90s, but that doesn't sound rich to me. That sounds temporarily well off.
You turn that over to InGen. You get a pat on the back, maybe a little Christmas bonus. You leave it to me, you become a rich man. Pay off your debts, quit your job. No more guys in suits telling you what to do. Just think about it. Come on, Billy. The money's good. And you'll be helping me save my daughter. Everybody gets a little something.
Okay, here's the deal. 1, I'm in charge. I keep the embryos, and as soon as it's safe to break away, we'll deliver them to your contact.
I don't know if the embryos will last in there much longer.
That's a risk we're gonna take. 2, we're cutting Oscar in.
Why?
'Cause he's my partner, that's why. It'll be fine. Trust me. Now sit tight and lighten up. Not every woman gets to enjoy the sunset on a tropical island with Billy Yoder.
Guys should probably be in, like, I don't know, a safer location. Maybe she should climb a tree herself.
So, any idea where we are in relation to the rest of the park?
Yeah, where the hell are we?
Not far from the marine exhibit.
What?
I know for a fact that the phone there is
Marine
in working
exhibit?
order, or at least it was this morning.
Can we get there from the tunnels?
I believe so.
All right then, lead the way. Want to get us out of here as soon as possible. No more science projects, okay?
You don't know
I
the
understand.
worst of it, Jerry. Alrighty, so...
Don't worry, Jess. We should be safe in here.
Where do all these doors lead?
The maintenance corridors. The park's essential systems are in there. Electrical, water, air conditioning, you know, that sort of thing.
The tunnels on this side are for transporting animals, personnel, and food. That's why they're so big. They are separate from the maintenance side to prevent accidents.
Smart.
Are you sure we shouldn't head to the visitor center, Dr. Sorkin? InGen is bound to start there when they don't hear from the rescue team.
These tunnels don't run all the way to the visitor center, and I don't know about you, but I'd rather not risk any more overland travel.
Good point.
I think it seems kind of convenient that they go to the marine exhibit instead. But then again, like, her field lab is probably in the northern sector of the island, so...
Well, as long as we're getting to know one another. How is it that Dr. Wu became chief geneticist over you?
That's an easy one. Frogs.
You're saying frogs kept you from getting promoted?
Specifically, their DNA. Before we could clone any dinosaurs, we had to decide how to fill in the gaps in the DNA sequences we found.
I remember this from the tour. You found dino blood inside mosquito fossils, right?
That's right. I wanted a complete prehistoric genome, cross-referencing all of the DNA found in the various amber samples.
Would have taken
It would have been
time.
safer, but would have taken time the board of directors didn't want to spend.
Well, even Dr. Hammond's spare no expense philosophy has limits, I guess.
Exactly. Henry, Dr. Wu, proposed using frog DNA to fill in the gaps. It was risky. We still don't know all of the effects. But it was a solution, and a fast one at that. So Henry became chief geneticist, and I took to the field. Has anyone seen my cigarettes? I could swear I had some.
I didn't realize you smoked.
Normally I manage to duck out a few times a day, but we've been preoccupied.
Where did you last have them?
Right here in my pocket, or so I thought.
Maybe they fell out when we jumped from the water tower?
I suppose. Oh well, I'm probably better off without them.
The raptors are stalking them. It's probably better that you don't use them because the raptors will be able to smell that. Jess? Anyways, here's another thing about this game that I kind of like while at the same time kind of irritates me because they're trying to like force us to sympathize with Dr. Sorkin, but quite frankly that's not gonna work. Especially since I know better, but ultimately, that whole, what Jerry said about John Hammond's spare no expense philosophy having limits, that's actually sort of a reference to Hammond's character from the Jurassic Park novel. Most people know Hammond, portrayed by Richard Attenborough from the movie, as being the jovial, grandfatherly character, all kind of like Santa Claus, who only wanted to make Jurassic Park because he basically wanted a dream come true to show dinosaurs to the world and basically just bring joy to people everywhere. And he was always spouting his spare no expense philosophy. In the novel, Hammond isn't like that at all. Hammond is, for want of a better term, a real bastard in the novel. Literally speaking, the spare no expense line doesn't even belong to Hammond. It belongs to a different character who, quite frankly, just gets killed. Yeah. It belongs to Ed Regis, of all people. Anyways, it's not necessarily like it's a problem, but it kind of feels contradictory that they're kind of like trying to portray Hammond as being this impatient and money-minded kind of thinking guy, when in the movie he's not like that at all. Literally speaking, even though Hammond had to answer to like the board of directors and his investors, the money wasn't important to him at all. The only thing that mattered to him was that he wanted to create something tangible, something that was great and beautiful and real. But of course, Sorkin is pretty much going to say and pretty much present her vision of Hammond, as long as it in any way to justify her own personal feelings and shortcomings in her career. Yeah, so basically it's just like, tell it to someone who cares, lady.
So, Laura, I've been meaning to ask you. Why don't you do your radio show anymore?
You had a radio show?
Well, it wasn't really radio. I'd hack into the park intercom and play choice cuts from my record collection. Lately, I haven't had the time.
Did you really have to show Artie Bridges how to do it?
Believe me, I regret it.
I actually
How was I to
did
know how
something
bad
like
he
that for
was?
my senior prank
He
in high
begged me,
school.
said it was his dream to be in radio.
You know what? He should stick to managing the janitorial group. He's awful.
He certainly is. I guess there was a reason it was just a dream. He actually records his show ahead of time so that he can broadcast during work hours.
Did you guys hear that?
Sounded like a rat.
Mm-hmm. Dinosaurs aren't the only invasive species InGen brought to the island. There are lots of rats in these tunnels. Maintenance is always setting traps down here.
And that's another thing, like, when the animals started
Mind if we
breeding, the
stop for
raptor
a rest?
population
My
ate
legs
the
are
rats.
killing me.
I suppose we could all use a break.
Now we're back with these people.
Don't know how much longer those embryos will last. We need to meet my contact at the boat.
We're staying here until Oscar gets back.
We don't even know if he's alive.
Oscar's fine, he's coming back, and come hell or high water, we are not leaving.
Well, here comes hell. And high water. God,
Then again,
that,
maybe you have a point.
that line was so lame.
No time, hide!
See what I meant about how Rexy's contract says that she has to appear in every single episode? And about how her territory will change depending on where the food is? Hell, she...
Move! It can't see you unless you move.
Cicada. Damn. Ugh.
Off my face, stupid.
Oh no. Damn. Billy.
Easy, girl.
Jump! Down!
Damn it!
Run!
Leaving now!
Rexy probably wouldn't have come this way if it wasn't for Sorkin letting the parasaurs loose. Oh, that's scary. I love it. Here we go.
Care for a lysine supplement?
No thanks. Well, you know what? Actually, you know what? Maybe I will. All this running around, my muscles probably need whatever protein I can give them.
My thoughts exactly. I haven't gotten this much exercise since Carnival.
I guess we've got a lot of extra lysine now that the parasaurs don't need the external supply.
Yeah, about that. It's not just the parasaurs. We added the antidote to the main water supply.
But that'll reach every dinosaur in the park. The lysine contingency...
Sorry that this episode's going to be so dialogue heavy, but trust me, there's going to be a fair bit of action coming up.
You're insane! Denying the dinosaurs lysine was the only safety mechanism we had to keep them out of the global ecosystem.
You are correct. Oh, great. Now I have to defend her.
These animals are now part of the global ecosystem, whether we like it or not. We can't expect them to exist outside of it.
There's not an environment on Earth, including this one, that can maintain equilibrium with these animals around. Invasive species. It doesn't even begin to describe the problem.
We've already denied them the right to breed. That's their death sentence.
Yes, but who knows how much damage they can do before then? A single brachiosaur can destroy as much jungle in one day as a whole herd of elephants. I can imagine the impact a group of them would have on a rainforest.
You're thinking in terms of human lifespans, Jerry. The biosphere is resilient enough to handle one generation of dinosaurs, even if there's a recovery period.
A recovery period?
Do I need to remind you that there are 120 miles of ocean between Isla Nublar and the mainland? The lysine contingency was cruel and unnecessary.
Wrong on both accounts.
Do you know for a fact that none of these animals can swim?
Oh, come on, Jerry.
It's how Asian elephants migrated to Sri Lanka from India. There's precedent.
You're being ridiculous. There's no evidence sauropods were swimmers. None.
Actually...
You see them in the field every day. Have you ever even seen one of our dinosaurs try to swim?
Actually, the movie,
Cages,
yeah.
Laura. They don't get the chance. I know this. More quadrupeds can swim than can't.
All right. I'll concede that it's possible there are sauropods that can swim. But I still believe that 120 miles of open water is an effective barrier.
Seriously, like, that's a line that kind of bothers me. Like, it doesn't even matter if there's no evidence in the fossil record that contradicts what happens in the movie, because the movies have long since established this as canon. Literally in the first scene where we see a brachiosaur, when Grant looks over and sees and has this whole "they're moving in herds" line, he sees a pair of brachiosaurs. What are they doing? They are coming out of the lagoon. They're walking out of the water, meaning maybe the lagoon is only deep enough for them to walk in, but I'm pretty sure that they went in there for a swim. And hell, he even said earlier on that the Triceratops went into the water for a dip.
The remote possibility that a dinosaur could make it to the mainland is far outweighed by our responsibility to treat these animals humanely.
No, it isn't.
They're here because of us.
I don't want to see these animals die. I really don't. But we all agreed to the lysine contingency. It was a prerequisite to working here.
For you, maybe. But you have to remember, Jerry, I was here before there even was a lysine contingency.
And that is why Hammond should have gotten rid of you. Seriously.
Henry Wu came up with the lysine contingency, and let's not mince words, it's a kill switch, as part of his bid for the top spot. I couldn't stop it, but I never agreed to it, not even for a second.
You're still here.
Let's see. Continue my life's work, or let other people corrupt it, profit by it, and completely prevent me from even talking about it.
Your
Does
life's
that sound
work...
like a choice to you?
No.
Let's be real, Laura.
No matter
You're talking
the
about roughly 5
you
years.
Can't possibly believe it's okay to eradicate an entire species, let alone whole groups of them, regardless of how they came to be here. No one has that right.
Your life as a paleogeneticist didn't even exist before this job came knocking on your door. And quite frankly, Henry didn't have to bid for the top position. The reason that he got it was because you're a pain in the ass who basically just... For the one thing, Henry was Norman Atherton's top student. And the point is, Hammond knew Henry's potential. Henry came up with a lot of good ideas. Instead, you basically just wanted to waste time. And granted, I know that ultimately it would have ended up being safer, but that's not a justification for what's going on here.
Well, normally I'd agree with you. No one has the right to kill an entire species. But surely you recognize that this is a special case. We are responsible.
Yes, we are responsible, not just for our own welfare, but for the animals as well.
I don't know, Laura. I don't know. I need to process this. I'm gonna have to tell InGen.
Good.
I understand.
Are you guys done yet?
Jess, where'd you go?
Just down the hall looking at stuff? Not that you noticed I was gone.
I'm sorry, honey. I was distracted, but don't go off again like that, okay?
Yeah, okay.
What's she being so salty for? And quite frankly, if she was doing what I think she's doing, he should be able to smell it on her. Alright, here we go.
No good. Here it comes. Go!
Come on.
It's gaining!
Gotta change it up.
The gate. Chase him!
Shut up! Not good. Hard right. Oh, damn.
Come on. Nice, tasty dinosaur.
Big carcass to scavenge and
Stay.
raptor. Well, that was your own damn fault. Climb faster, Nima. Come on, through the fence. Come on.
Do these things ever stop eating?
Why don't you shut up and go? Over. Run.
Move!
Alley-oop. Close the door.
Nice moves out there. Like a ballet dancer or something.
Thanks.
Damn, you're lucky. You ought to forget our deal and buy a lottery ticket.
The embryos.
Yeah, relax.
Oh, no.
You lost it?
It must have fallen out.
Oh, damn. Oscar.
That's right. Go.
Alright, let me see what I can see.
Locked. Good. If I can't open it, they can't either.
Alrighty, so...
Last thing I need is for those things to see me better. Now there's the place to hide.
Up, time to use it. That was a lot of noise. Here they come. Gotta hide, Oscar.
Here they come.
It must be too dark for them to see him. Up and over.
Lousy piece of crap.
Idiota! Do you know what you've done?
Hey! In case you didn't notice, it wasn't exactly a leisurely stroll over here.
You dropped it. You find it.
Hold your horses. That T-Rex is still out there.
She brought the kill out there to eat. I wonder if she felt surrounded being in the pen.
Okay, so we know where it is. Go get it!
Yeah, I think I'll wait until our friend there leaves to find a new chew toy.
I don't know if we have time. If the embryos go bad, they're worthless!
The embryos are worthless to me if I get eaten by a damn lizard.
I wonder, like, 36 hours, and tomorrow night... Basically, I think Nedry's timetable would have had like 12 hours left. Really wonder how much Chadwick was able to put in there. Maybe another 24 hours, but it would have to be more because, like, we're running out of time here.
If you're not man enough to get the embryos back, I'll do it myself.
Hang on. The deal is I hold on to the embryos until we reach your contact.
I know, and instead you dropped them.
Yeah, well, crap. If you're gonna use logic.
Just go, and hurry.
Oh, jeez. And now, time for another sneak mission.
Damn it! Get it together. Just take it slow and don't get yourself killed.
Literally right out the door.
Damn it, Billy, get it together. Just take it slow and don't get yourself killed. Oops. Nuts. Oh. Hello, darling. What brings a nice girl like you to a place like this? Got it!
Running!
Open the door, open the door!
You know, I'm pretty sure Rexy can break through that entire bunker.
I got it! Somebody tell Carl Lewis I got some training tips for him!
Okay, great. Nice moves out there.
Hey, thanks.
Almost makes up for dropping it in the first place.
That grimace he gives. Oh, jeez. Here. Alrighty. They're closing in. They're in here.
What?
I saw eyes.
Us.
Probably a rat or something. Keep moving.
No, I saw eyes just like that before I was bitten. I won't go through that again.
Big, shiny eyes?
You saw them too?
Not here, but yeah.
Go on. Get out of here.
I wonder if... Well, the raptor can definitely smell him, but it's confused about where he is. And maybe it's like picking up a conflicting scent of whatever that other thing is.
No way! Not until I can see where I'm going.
Okay. We can't go back outside because of our old friend Rexy, but maybe we can get the lights on. It seems like those things, whatever they are, like to stick to the shadows.
Guys, you're in a maintenance tunnel. Like, you see the lights on back there? The orange ones? Literally, that is the best light you're gonna get.
All right. Now we know where to turn off the water when folks take showers around here. You ever do that? Turn off the water when someone's in the shower? It's pure gold, I tell you.
I'll have to try that. If I ever turn 12 again.
I love it.
My ex used to clean like crazy whenever she got mad. Sometimes I'd pick a fight just to get my apartment cleaned.
Your ex? You were married?
Oh, hell no. Ex-girlfriend. Could be some kind of IT network thing. Looks too fragile to be an electrical panel. We're in luck. This looks like a power panel right here.
Here we go. Oh, that was a good scare. Come on. Oh. It hurt that.
What's the holdup?
It's nothing. It's just a different, model than I'm used to, is all.
So, you're stuck.
It's a geothermal power plant. You know, I really wonder, did Spielberg come up with that? Huh. I know that it's elaborated on in, like, the Lost World novel, but that came out, like, in 1996, so...
Why don't you just read the instructions? They're right there, no?
No,
Relax.
1995.
This thing is just a glorified fuse box. Push to close. Close what? Well, that was my best guess.
What about that thing there? Maybe you have to prime it before turning it on, like an oil pump or something.
Look, no offense, but this type of electrical system is probably way ahead of anything you've seen before. I got this. All right, I got it now. Close your eyes. You're about to lose your... night vision.
Damn. Alright. It's moving on.
What's going on? Dad?
Over here, Jess. It's all right. The backup generator wasn't meant to last this long, that's all.
No, that's not it. We should have been fine for days.
How the hell was I supposed to know open meant turn everything off? I mean, it's counterintuitive.
It's counterintuitive.
But no, if you read the instructions.
Why don't you yell a little louder? I think there's a dinosaur on the other side of the island that didn't hear you. Jeez.
Whatever. There's a close, right?
Close, right?
There's a close, right? Yeah, I'll close that crap right up.
And now comes for one of the best parts of the entire game.
Oh, come on!
Here we go. You guys ready? Let's see how many times I can mess this up.
Rockin' Jurassic Park's only unofficial radio station. Just a reminder before we sign off, Parklings.
Parklings?
By 7, you're not going to be on the boat at all. I've got a little something special for all you last-minute packers out there. A personal favorite of mine, and I'll see you all on board.
Damn it, Artie.
He's not still here, is he?
No. From the sound of it, he queued up this last bit of tape and took off.
So here's a little something to get you ready to set sail.
I think it would have been funnier if he was here. Like, he had no idea. Here we go. That's right. Oscar is gonna fight a raptor. Come on, mouse.
Damn.
Dodge. In the face. It's calling for help. Stop it. Stab it. Get back. Come on. Come on. Show it to me. Smear, you son of a...
Mother of God.
I did it.
I did it.
Gold?
3 more. That way.
Well, holy crap. Like, after basically failing every single stealth and running mission in this episode so far, I actually managed to do the one thing that I actually set out to do, and that was to basically get a perfect golden score while fighting that raptor. And I cannot believe that I managed to pull that off. And wow, I remember the first time I saw that, I just could not believe that Oscar was doing what he was doing, actually going toe-to-toe with a raptor. And I mean, it's really incredible. That was like a great fight scene because it's in an enclosed space. He caught the raptor off guard and alone. It was really... But it ultimately kind of shows like the problem with how the game represents the raptors. Like, watch how the raptor leaves, goes off screen here. Wait for it. Yeah, see like that? Basically, like, you hear it jump, but it's like, it jumps into a running sprint, kind of like that. But kind of like how with the Rex and the Dilophosaur, when they roar and like they go off the screen, it means that like they're attacking something. Raptors basically like, well, depending on how close it is, they wouldn't necessarily be attacking like that. Like, Oscar is pretty dang lucky that that thing seemed to be only attacking with its jaws, and like, not with its claws, mostly. You'd think that, like, at one point it would have tried to raise up its leg and slash at him with its sickle claw, like basically the movies say that it would do, and the book, mind you. But, ultimately, like, it really was a pretty cool and pretty intense fight, and I'm really glad that we got it. I know some people consider it a reference to, like, something that happened in the Jurassic Park novel, because, like, one of the people that actually goes to the maintenance shed in the novel to try and turn the power back on, like I said, was GanonGhidorah. I mentioned this in the Lego Jurassic Park episode, Lego Jurassic World, Lego Jurassic Park. This is why I hate the title of that game, alright? That Gennaro was one of the people that went to the maintenance shed to try and turn the power back on, and he got attacked by the same raptor that killed Mr. Arnold. But the raptor actually was hurt because Muldoon had actually shot it with a rocket, and it was actually bleeding. It's one of its legs was injured, so... You know, ultimately speaking, the raptor pretty much, like, was somewhat easier to take down, I should say, and, let me think. And also, like, he didn't necessarily have a weapon to finish it off. It tried jumping onto his back, but he was just strong enough to where he could, like, throw it off, which I think is pretty much an impressive feat, but considering the fact that in the novel, the raptors are actually considerably lighter than what the movie would depict them as being, in the novel, the raptors apparently weigh only 200 pounds. Look at the animal on screen right now. Can you imagine that something like that weighs only 200 pounds? I think that it would weigh like maybe 400 or 500 alone. So basically, like, I'm not trying to diss Gennaro, but I don't think that it was not necessarily a fight so much as it was a lucky break for him. But not at all like what Oscar did. Ironically, Oscar kind of, like, did what the raptor tried to do by dropping down on it from, like, the scaffolding. That's literally what the raptor did in the novel, so it's kind of like a reversing the roles, huh? But anyways, if you guys, like, couldn't tell, like, the things that, like, Dr. Sorkin has done in this playthrough so far is one of the things that ultimately kind of irritates me about the woman, because, just so many things wrong with this character. I mean, granted, I think there would be nothing more than I would like to know that the dinosaurs on Jurassic Park are living in peace, but the simple fact is, like, giving them a way to making them immune to the lysine deficiency that's actually what's incredibly unnecessary, because the lysine deficiency is literally self-reversible, because all the animals would have to do is eat foods that are rich in lysine, which are typically found in the Costa Rican area, as well as the islands off the shore of the Costa Rican mainland, which include Islas Nublar and Sorna. So, and the worst part about it is, the dinosaurs do escape the island and do get onto the mainland. It's part of the epilogue of the Jurassic Park novel, where after the island is, you know what, I'm going to save that little plot point for the next episode. Basically, after everybody gets off the island, the Costa Rican government is detaining all the surviving main characters. Dr. Grant, Dr. Sattler, Gennaro, Muldoon, and even Lex and Tim, though it's most likely that Lex and Tim are going to be sent home, because something has been happening. Lately, there have been farmers in Costa Rica that have been reporting a strange new animal has been, like, invading and raiding their crops and eating very specific plants and sometimes even farm animals off of their plantations, particularly soy and agama beans, as well as chicken. And they're moving in a specific northwest pattern. So if you can't tell right now, agama bean, soy, and chickens are all food that are rich in lysine. So the animals know that they are lysine deficient. I actually theorize that it's kind of like, it's sort of a subconscious thing, because humans have this sort of mechanism as well, to where if a human is somewhat deficient of certain vitamins or nutrients in some way, their minds will inexplicably know what it is that they need and send a craving to the stomach, so that the person will immediately try and get that happening. Basically, like, this tends to happen with people who develop scurvy. They kind of develop a strong taste and a hankering, a craving for orange juice or lemons. So literally speaking, like, I know that it's possible because that actually has happened to me. Like, I've sometimes craved orange juice, and, like, that kind of, like, it was basically my mind telling me that I needed more vitamin C. So it's incredible that the dinosaurs would have something like that, but what's really kind of frightening is the fact that they're moving in a sort of northwest direction. So, or is it northeast? Dang it, I'll have to read that part of the novel again, because right before they leave the island, Grant and Sattler discover that that's the migratory pattern that the raptors are exhibiting. So it's most likely that the dinosaurs that have gotten off the island are raptors. There are raptors loose in Costa Rica. That's pretty damn scary when you think about it. Alright, let's see what we can read here. Velociraptor. Swift Caesar. Actually, it means swift thief. Okay? Our velociraptors differ significantly from the fossil record. Gee, I wonder why that is. They're perhaps 3 times as large as they should be. They're definitely velociraptors, but based on the size based on size alone, they appear to have more in common with Utah raptor or Deinonychus. I've given Dr. Wu meaningful looks when the subject has come up, but he doesn't seem to make the connection between his frog DNA hack and the discrepancy. Politically speaking, if he doesn't, nobody will. Ultimately speaking, this is one of the things that I actually kind of defended about the whole raptor debate, because it's literally like I've been saying for years. Crichton pretty much stumbled backwards into the greatest cop-out in the history of science fiction by basically having the dinosaurs be amphibian dinosaur hybrids in order to explain all the anomalies. But the truth is, the reason why the raptors in Jurassic Park are so different than velociraptors in the fossil record is because they're not velociraptors at all, at least not in the sense that they used to be back in the 1990s. And I'm not talking about a case of misidentification, no, I'm talking about a literal change in the scientific classification that happened after the novel was published. Now, I might be wrong, or at least sketchy on some of the details, but back during the 1980s, there was a bit of a renaissance, a boom in interest in dinosaur discovery, and that's what basically inspired Michael Crichton to write Jurassic Park. And during his research, in order to write Jurassic Park, he had several conversations and took a lot of research inspiration from a guy named Ostrom. At least I hope his name was Ostrom. I really hope that I'm not getting it wrong. I mean, Ostrom was basically a guy who was kind of pretty much like what Alan Grant was in the novel, basically presenting the idea that the dinosaurs were quick, warm-blooded creatures, basically swift, kind of like birds and whatnot. He was basically one of the revolutionaries that postulated that idea and fought back against the slow, dopey, cold-blooded monsters that the Victorian age depicted them as. So anyways, what was Ostrom's field of study, his specialty? It was the Deinonychus, typically found in northern United States like Montana, Utah, Wyoming, and Oklahoma, of all places. So basically, they pretty much lived pretty much in northern United States, cold enough climates to where, according to the lore of the novel, Jurassic Park scientists would be able to extract DNA from, because that's a part of the lore. They could only extract DNA from fossils found in northern climates because the cold weather would keep the DNA perfectly preserved, or at least preserved for longer. Now, the thing about it is, when all of this scientific discussion about the Deinonychus was taking place, Deinonychus was actually just a placeholder name. It really was basically the animal itself, because of its similarities to a raptor, in fact, it actually is part of the raptor family, was actually undergoing the process of being reclassified as under a raptor title. It was actually, at one point, called Velociraptor antiropus, and you actually hear Grant make that distinction in the novel, that the velociraptors that he's discovering in North America, while they are basically Deinonychus, he refers to them as Velociraptor antiropus. The velociraptors that we know from the actual fossil record, the ones that are tiny up there that you compare with, are Velociraptor mongoliensis. They were smaller animals that lived in the Mongolian desert that would basically mean that larger animals couldn't survive in the desert. You need smaller, faster moving creatures that would retain less body heat, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, all of this, basically, it's not the fault of the movie, it's just how science changes over time. Now, there is a little bit of a discrepancy that comes between, the Velociraptor antiropus and Velociraptor mongoliensis, as the novel tries to imply that the raptors of Jurassic Park are mongoliensis, but I actually have a theory that the novel presents evidence to suggest that that's not entirely true. The simple fact is that, basically, with they don't necessarily portray Henry Wu in the best light. He's a likable character, and no doubt about it, but they show over time that he just is part of the reason that shows why Jurassic Park itself is inherently unstable, because the people who are running it are so irresponsible with what they're doing. Literally speaking, Dr. Wu, goes through so many pieces of amber and so many recreated dinosaurs that he literally just stopped keeping track of what they are and what he's actually created. He doesn't even bother to learn the names of the things that he's created, which is a great point of contention with Dr. Malcolm. So literally speaking, I think that it's entirely possible that the velociraptors that have been cloned in Jurassic Park are actually Velociraptor anteropus, also known as Deinonychus, instead of being Velociraptor mongoliensis, and Wu just simply doesn't know enough about dinosaurs to make the distinction. So, because ultimately he can't be bothered with it. He's just far too busy, I suppose. Not to basically hate on Dr. Wu or anything, I definitely like his character a lot more than I like Dr. Sorkin's. That's should be fairly obvious, but anyways, that's ultimately the distinction that I make between the Velociraptors of Jurassic Park and Velociraptor mongoliensis. It's literally like trying to compare an ostrich to a chicken. You guys think that we're saying that this ostrich is a chicken, when all this time we've been saying that, yeah, it's still an ostrich. It's just, this is the classification that we were working under back then. It's not our fault that science doesn't either changes or doesn't change the way we thought it was going to. So, anyways, for those of you who are saying that, Jurassic Park is wrong because the raptors are so inaccurate, get over yourselves. Get over your damn selves. Quit pretending like you're some kind of genius for pointing this out like you're the first person to ever done it. You're not. It's tired, it's boring, and quite frankly, it doesn't make you look good. It just makes you look like an annoying, attention-seeking prick. Anyways, let's read one more. The Tunnel Network. Once again, I got caught in a torrential downpour on the way back to my lab from the Parasaurolophus pen. I hoped that they would extend the tunnel network to my lab, but spare no expense doesn't apply when you're in the doghouse. Well, maybe if you weren't such an asshole, it may be... I may broach the subject again once they complete the process of connecting the tunnels to the visitor center and the rest of the park's core. Well, anyways, I think that's as far as we'll go. Sorry I had to go on that long, ranting tangent about the distinction between the raptors of Jurassic Park and the raptors and the real-life raptors of the fossil record, but seriously, this is one of the things that ultimately annoys me, with people who basically, think they're dinosaur experts, even though they've, only, I don't know, read some kind of, hotshot clickbaity, a news line or whatever, and basically think that that gives them, enough information to actually criticize Jurassic Park, when really they have no idea what they're talking about. You can't just basically, take science at its face value, especially since science tends to change every now and then based on what we would understand later. What we understand today is going to be completely different from what we'll understand tomorrow. So, anyways, you also have to consider the actual canon of the franchise itself, especially because what you're saying is a problem that's overlooked by the franchise is actually 100% explained in the novel. So it's just because it's left out of the movie doesn't mean it's left out of the franchise, and doesn't even mean that it wasn't even a planned plot point from the entire franchise to begin with. Like the T-Rex not being able to see based on an amphibian visual cortex being a genetic defect instead of an actual scientific theory. The problem is that, well, Spielberg probably didn't understand that, sorry to say, but anyways, that is all the time that we have for this episode. If you liked it, and if you can forgive my ranting about dinosaur science and whatnot, then just please leave a comment on the comment section below, and be sure to like and share it with your friends. If you want to keep up to date on more Jurassic Park the game coming your way in the future, then just smash that subscribe button. Just stab it like a knife into the throat of a velociraptor from an angry Oscar Morales. And ring that little bell to become part of the notification squad. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later!